Hi, this is SimCity with the local MC, and I'm here with Jason of Arcanium and Adam. And so you guys were just up end of September for Zombie Fest in Cheyenne, and a little bit of something went down there. What happened there?
Oh boy, it's actually quite a big story, and we've been talking about it for a few weeks now. Uncle Nasty got us on the radio, and decided to have us tell the entire Clear Channel world about it as well. But yeah, boy, started out pretty rough, I'll tell you that. We got there, and this is a contract with the city that we had, and they had said, well, we'll give you a sound check 2 hours before you're on to play, and you guys need to abide by all the city laws and things like that. And we're like, okay, that's no problem. We signed the contract, no problem, We get there, and yeah, there's like no sound equipment set up. There was no possibility of a sound check ever happening because the DJ that was on at the time was in our way on the same stage, and he brought his own equipment, and there was no sound equipment yet. So I had to find somebody and find out what's going on. I was told there was going to be sound equipment here for us that could handle our load, and they figured it out, and finally all that equipment showed up. Well, still we never got a sound check, and we're like, whatever, they void the contract, whatever. We'll just do our thing, we'll get up there, we'll have a good time, and we'll do our thing. So, yeah, I mean, we get up there, and boy, I start doing my thing, I'm always cussing and, saying fuck and this and that and fuck
Which
you,
never
we're heavy
happens at a
metal.
metal show.
Right, I mean,
so naughty.
look into who you're hiring before
Right.
you come up. But here's what happens. We get a couple songs in, and not only do we have problems with the sound right away, I had to stop the show and basically gave away shirts until they got the sound fixed. I was
Right.
like, here, I'll just
Keep
give
the
away
fans
shirts
there.
to all the fans, here, And finally we thought the sound was fixed, and a couple more, it was still fucked up, but a couple more songs, and it was pretty good. So I'd say about 4 songs in, a tech of mine comes up and says, hey dude, they're gonna cut you off if you keep cursing, you're saying fuck too much. And I'm like, what do you mean they're gonna cut us off? They will shut you down, is what he said. I'm like, okay, tell you what, bro, go make me a sign that says fuck and bring it to me after the next song's over. So he does, and I proceed to tell the crowd, they're gonna cut us off because apparently we're too vulgar for you guys. So I hold up the sign, and I say, so here's what we're gonna do. Instead of me saying it, you're all gonna say it. And I had him do it twice, and then we continued to play. And things only got worse from there. I think I'll let Adam tell a little bit of this story.
Okay.
Well, Jay held up the sign and had everybody say fuck with him. And I don't really see that as a fucking problem, to be honest. But anyways, that happened, and a few songs went by after our gear. Shut down all the power and everything. So we decided to keep playing, of course, because fuck the police. That's my stance, it's his stance. Fuck the police, what the fuck?
And the show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on, regardless of cops or whatever. So we started playing another song. Before you know, the lights went out, and so did the PA system, but the amps didn't go out, so we turned those up. And before I know it, I've got a cop chasing me around stage. He held my arm, and I got out of it and started headbanging harder and body banging so he couldn't grab me. Until finally he grabbed me hard enough to where I couldn't get out, and, I said fuck you to his face and shit like that, but, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And so the cop shut everything down. He had to grab Charlie's drumsticks out of his hands, and I don't know. It was pretty crazy. They arrested one of the fans out there because she was one that said fuck with us, when Jay held up the sign or whatever.
So she was arrested for that too?
Yeah, she was arrested also.
So was the whole band arrested, or just you two, or?
No, actually they didn't arrest me.
No?
God knows why. I think I deserved to be, but I didn't get arrested. But Jay was detained at least. You want to tell me about
Detained.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't actually arrested, but they threatened arrest, and basically, I guess with my golden lips, I was able to get the fan out of trouble and get her out of the cop car and get her only a ticket for saying "fuck you" or "fuck yeah" or whatever it was she said. I actually did not go to jail. A lot of people thought that I had, based on the press release and the videos that were released after.
Right.
But I did not end up getting in the back of a cop car. In fact, I talked myself out of an inciting a riot ticket, and I got our fan out of trouble and got her a ticket instead of detained and going to jail that night.
Good. Good for you.
So, needless to say, it was definitely an adventurous night. As soon as the cops came up on stage, we sold about $250 in merch.
Nice.
And I mean, it went on for days. I mean, even the Pittsburgh Magazine printed this story because this is a big deal. It's like,
Well, did you have to go to court for this?
yeah, I had to go to court, and I'll get to that in just a second. But
Okay.
I think that an important thing here that everybody needs to realize is that there is a fine line between artist expression and freedom of speech. And when I went to court, that's actually what the judge based everything upon. He said, well, expression from an artist and being an entertainer and freedom of speech is a really fine line. And really what he said is he brought up Alice Cooper, and he brought up Ozzy Osbourne, and he brought up
There's a lot of
Elvis
them.
Presley.
Swinging hips.
Yeah, Elvis Presley and the swaying hips, and the girls on stage and the sexual conduct that he was doing back in the 50s.
Right.
The judge even brought that up, and he says, "Look, I really don't even know what to do with this ticket. For lack of a better phrase, in my mind, he basically said, this ticket's bullshit," and he
Good
let
for
me
him.
go. So no fine, no nothing, and I'm happy to report that the fan that was arrested that night too just went to court this past Friday, and the judge acknowledged my case and let her go as well.
Good.
So
Oh, so when the judge passed it off as artist expression, so really, do those two tie in together, or was he saying that, or not so much?
I think what he's saying is it does tie in together, but I think there's more freedom when it comes to artist expression than
Right.
there is in the freedom of speech laws.
Right.
And I mean, for fuck's sake, Cheyenne, even a cop in Cheyenne told me that there are limits to freedom of speech.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, we just got that on video, so good for you, buddy.
Yeah. And they do take an oath. All officers take an oath. I don't know if you guys looked it up. I took the liberty of looking it up, if you want me to read it, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, do
If,
it. Let's hear it.
And all officers take this oath. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community, and the agency I serve, so help me God. So they do take that oath, being Constitution has the First Amendment in it. And I don't know, I guess I just don't get why. And I'm honored and glad that you guys stuck up for that. I think many Americans, if not all, would be. Because right now, freedom of speech is a little sketchy
Yeah.
with
Well,
protests
and
and
there were-
everything else.
There were a lot of fans that were like, man, it was really good to see you guys stand your ground, because literally, like, the cops were on stage. Like Adam said earlier, they were grabbing him. They
Right.
were grabbing my bass player. I mean, because they were on stage left, and that's where the cops were, but they're like
And then it gets
grabbing us to
physical.
make us stop. And then all of a sudden, like, they're putting themselves in a position where we have to commit a crime.
Right,
Like, we're going to say, fuck you, don't touch me, motherfucker.
right.
Get the
when you
fuck
know
off
you
me.
clearly did nothing wrong.
We didn't do shit. We were hired to play for a fucking gig. And we did it. And we did what we were supposed to do. We followed the contract the way that we were supposed to follow the contract. And here's my only discrepancy, I guess, inside of it that I'm not sure of. In the contract, it says that we must abide by all city ordinances and laws. Well, when I talked to my lawyer about this case, he's like, okay, well, I found the ordinance, and it was established in like 18 or something. He's all, this is ancient, dude, and like, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Okay, so here's what we have to do. We have to abide by all these laws and city ordinances. So let me look up every law that Cheyenne's ever had. Even though I'm a metal band that has a t-shirt that says, fuck you, I am heavy metal,
Right.
that I was actually wearing that night.
Mm-hmm.
And selling.
And selling. And let me just look up all these laws and make sure that I'm gonna be okay
Right.
going to play a show in a fucking hick town like Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Right. You can't just be a citizen anymore. You have to look through all the laws everywhere you go.
I mean, the city put the thing on, and they didn't bother to go online and check out our videos, our websites, anything like that. If they had done that or even listened to one song,
Right.
they probably wouldn't have hired us because of the F-word problem.
Yeah.
You know, but they asked us to come out there because of the recent things we've done. You know, we toured with OTAP just recently, so
Right.
they figured we had a following, whatever, and we got a lot of people there just like they wanted. But had they checked us out a little bit more thoroughly, there wouldn't have been a problem. You know, if we were told we couldn't say the F word, we wouldn't have even gone there.
Right. And that's really going to come with any metal band. And
Which, that's true. And you know, like...
if you're going to have a zombie fest, metal kind of goes with that too.
And their big
Or
thing was that
less.
there was kids, you know.
Zombies cuss.
There was kids at the show.
Actually, we saw a lot of them do it with him, so.
Right.
You know, and there's kids at the show, and that was their biggest thing. There's kids out here, and this is a family event. I'm like, you hired Arcanium to come and play. Like, did you even watch a YouTube video?
Right.
You know how many times we say fuck?
And the family event also, I mean, something like that also falls back onto the parent, not, I mean, my kids hear it all the time, but they know they can't say it.
Exactly. Well, it's the
When they're
same
older?
thing with Adam's
Right.
kids.
My
you
kids
know?
were there, and I was totally okay with it.
Right.
And, you know, they've heard me cuss pretty much every other
Same
sentence
here.
when I'm around them. They know they're not supposed to say it.
Right.
They watch rated R movies sometimes. They know they're not supposed to do any of that shit either.
Exactly. It's parent's choice.
Exactly.
Parent has the choice to remove the child from the situation, no matter what the situation is. So if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
Exactly. Turn the
Leave
channel.
the area. Don't call the goddamn cops. Whoever did that, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that's about it for this story, would you like to tell us what Arcanium's up to now?
Sure. Yeah.
Got some
I
stuff
mean,
going on. Might as well throw it out there.
We're gonna be doing some tour dates with Gemini Syndrome and Butcher Babies. That's coming up pretty soon here in November. I'm not sure how many dates we're doing, but I know for sure we're doing at least 3 of them right now. So you can look for us on the West Coast on that. I think that'll be it for the end of the year as far as touring. But we are continuing to write. We have a new cover that we're doing. As many of you know, we do the Little Horn by Marilyn Manson, but we're gonna give you guys some Pantera this time around, so next time you come see us, look for the Pantera cover.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay. Sorry.
And other than that, right now we are getting ready to launch a merch store, and we're restocking it as we speak, so you'll be able to get all the brand new shirts. We do have the new Fuck You EP. Which
Nice.
there's another reason why. I mean, come on. We just released an EP called the Fuck You EP.
Yeah. Look into it.
Come on,
Sold it on the
Cheyenne.
entire tour for OTEP. Sold that whole, the whole tour. We sold a Fuck You EP. Even had things online that said we were selling it. So, yeah. What you got?
But the merch store will be up soon. It's actually live right now. So if you want to go to www.arcanium.info, you check it out there. And we have music up for sale. We got shirts, coasters, coffee mugs, lighters, buttons, pins, whatever you want. It's all there. And I think that's going to be it for this year.
Don't forget Unto Genesis, our new album coming out. It's all recorded right now. It's ready to go. We will get it out by 2013.
It will be out probably in the first few months of 2013. So watch out for that. The Fuck You EP does have 4 songs off that record on it. So you can definitely check that out if you want a little taste. Just like a little taste of the new Arcanium. Otherwise, YouTube, Arcanium TV. can always check us out there, and we're on Facebook, MySpace, everything you can think of, we're on it. So keep up.
Go check them out. Or keep
We are gonna be, we need your support when we support each other.